Tonight at 6, police are looking into a possible child enticement incident. What officers are saying about the man they're looking for in tonight's top story.
The divorced police chief is on administrative leave after a controversial video surfaces. We'll hear from members of the community.
And the mayor of Madison considering a possible vehicle tax to make up for a shortfall in the city budget. He shares some of his thoughts tonight at 6.
This is News 3 at 6.
Thank you for joining us. Police are searching for a man who may have tried to entice children Saturday in McFarland.
They're hoping a newly released composite sketch will help find him. Our Madeline O'Neill joins us now with what police are saying.
McFarland police are looking for help finding a man they say approached a group of young girls near a park. Police say the man driving a white Dodge Caravan asked the children if they wanted a ride in the Red Oak Trail and Leanne Lane area. Now, this composite sketch shows the man described as white between the ages of 30 and 45 with black partially shaved hair, a beard, and a lip ring. According to police, the man didn't try to force the children into his car.
This isn't one where, the suspect attempted physically to get somebody into their car, but it is unusual behavior for someone, an adult, to approach a group of young children and ask them if they'd like a ride. It's concerning, and it needs to be something that we take seriously.
Police say since the man didn't use force, the incident may not rise to the level of criminal charges, but any charging decisions will be left up to the district attorney if the suspect is found. And if you know any information, police ask you call 911 or the McFarland Police Department at 608-838-3151. All
right, Madeline, thank you.
Janesville police are looking for a man who robbed a gas station last night. Officers were called to the BP station on East Racine around 10:45. Police say a suspect demanded money, implied he had a weapon. He did get away with some cash. The gas station employee was not hurt. An external investigation is being conducted into DeForest's chief of police. A controversial video surfaced last month of what is believed to be Chief Dan Furseth making some racially charged remarks. Our Rose Schmidt has been following this story all day and tells us what people who live in that area are saying. Rose?
Well, Eric, there were some mixed reactions from people in DeForest. Some told us they weren't surprised. Some didn't think the video was racist at all. The video appears to show Furseth sitting in a car making racially charged remarks about a group of black men going into a Steak and Shake restaurant. The video was posted on YouTube in 2015, but village administrator Steve Falgren says it's actually from 10 years ago, long before Furseth was the chief. He says it was posted by someone disgruntled with the police department. Now, Chief Furseth declined to comment to us today, but village officials tell us he has been fully cooperative with this investigation. The village says this topic will be likely brought up in upcoming meetings.
Rose Schmidt in studio with us. Rose, thank you.
We have alert days for heat and humidity. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with what you need to know. Gary?
Yeah, those temperatures are going to be unusually hot for this time of year. The humidity levels will be high, and it could be dangerously hot for some people, especially those who are elderly, very young, or in poor physical health. And we have alert days in the forecast, not only for tonight for high humidity that'll keep temperatures in the lower 70s overnight, and maybe the threat for a strong thunderstorm north of Madison, but for tomorrow and Sunday for near record high temperatures in the lower to middle 90s, heat index values in the triple digits at times, and even on Monday, high temperatures will be in the upper 80s with heat index values between 90 and 95, and then thunderstorms late in the day could break the heat, but also could be strong. Heat advisories are in effect away from Lake Michigan for all of southern Wisconsin from 1 p.m. Saturday until 7 p.m. on Sunday. Visible cloud track shows some big thunderstorms north of La Crosse, but much of southern Wisconsin is cleared out nicely. You can see those thunderstorms moving into west central Wisconsin. We'll have to see if they turn a little more southeast, but the higher severe weather threat is staying to our north. Low temperatures this morning started out in the lower 60s. Current temperatures are about as warm as they've been all day, mid to upper 80s with much cooler weather near Lake Michigan, but dew point temperatures are now soaring into the lower 70s, so it's very humid out there. Look for temperatures to only drop into the middle 70s by tomorrow morning. Look for a high tomorrow of 92, again with the heat index up around 100. That's your first alert forecast.
Thanks, Gary. As temperatures reach highs in the low 90s this weekend, state transportation officials are warning drivers about pavement buckling. The hot weather means conditions are perfect for this to happen. The heat causes slabs of pavement to expand and push against each other, which can result in buckling if the pressure becomes too great. The DOT is advising drivers to check the 511 travel information system before making any trips. Drivers can report serious pavement issues by calling 911. Madison Mayor Paul Soglin is considering a $17 per vehicle registration tax in Madison, but isn't sure he supports it. He says it must be an option. position, though. Due to an anticipated budget shortfall next year, he says such a tax would cover road costs and free up other money. He hopes it doesn't come to that, but if it's needed, he has to start the conversation now in order to get it through council by a state-mandated early September deadline.
I mean, I've always opposed this kind of idea. And there are council members who do want it considered. And again, if we didn't start this process, then we definitely couldn't do it. So this leaves the door open.
The tax would come on top of a $28 registration fee enacted this year by Dane County. There are council members both for and against such a tax.
Janesville is going green. The city just installed 2 electric car chargers. This is in a downtown parking ramp. The charging stations are on the bottom level of the parking garage on North Parker. The city asked that only people who are actively charging their vehicles park in those spots. Unemployment rates in Madison are at an all-time low, hovering just around 2%. We haven't seen numbers like this now in nearly 2 decades. And now, instead of people seeking jobs, the jobs are actually seeking people. More than 40 companies, in fact, gathering at Elver Park this afternoon, all in hopes of finding some new faces to fill their expanding workforce. Now, for a lot of people, low unemployment rates are a good problem to have, but for employers who still need workers, finding good candidates can be quite the challenge.
It's a tough world right now to get good people to work for you and keep them and retain them. And coming to something like this to maybe increase our diversity in our bank and or giving people opportunities, that's why we come to these.
The unemployment rate sitting so low that not many people turned out at this job fair as employers had hoped, but for those who were seeking employment, the job fair was meant to help both the needs of those employers as well as those seeking work.
A Wisconsin brewery is looking to help some of the city's businesses. To help Monroe Street businesses, Three Sheeps Brewing created a beer that is only sold on Monroe Street and its tap room in Sheboygan. According to a Facebook post, Three Sheeps Brewing saw the road construction on Monroe Street and its one-way only road. Brewers decided to create the one-way IPA to help businesses along this stretch. You can read more about this brew and the local businesses carrying it by visiting channel3000.com. Next, some area kids are showing off their talents tonight on News 3.
Well, they decided to skip sleeping in, instead spending time back at school on their first official week of summer break. That's next. Stay with us. Even though school is out, students in Beloit were back in the classroom this week tuning up their musical skills.
The high school hosted its first ever Rock River Jazz Camp. Our Rock County reporter Jenna Middaugh was there for the special concert the students held today. She joins us live in our bureau at the Janesville Gazette to tell us how they sounded. Hi, Jenna.
Hi, Charlotte and Eric. Well, after hearing these kids play today, it's hard to believe some of them picked up their instruments for the first time this week. Take a listen to what they learned.
I've truly learned a lot here.
It took less than a week.
I've been playing for just 5 days.
To teach this group of middle schoolers to play like this.
Well, it was just amazing, an amazing week, really. I had no idea that it was going to go this well. Put a big smile on my face.
Band director Chris Barron says it's all thanks to the high school mentors.
I just want to help them as much as possible and just give them all my knowledge on the music.
We try to share our love of jazz music, or just music in general, honestly, to them, and so that hopefully they can love music as much as we do.
Instead of sleeping in during their first week of summer, these students put in hours of work each day for the first ever Rock River Jazz Camp. As their musical skills improved, their confidence grew.
Between the time that I've been here, I've been saying, I can't do this, I want to quit. But then once I kept on practicing, I've got it and it's been better.
Before jazz camp, I was like, me? Solo? Why? But now I'm like, if someone says solo, I'm like, me.
The students were able to show off their skills during a special concert at the conclusion of the camp, and many say they'll be back again next year.
I recommend you guys to join the camp. It'll just make you feel good.
Yeah, definitely sign up for jazz camp. Do it.
The high school plans to host this jazz camp each year and wants the students to develop a lifelong love of jazz while also seeing what opportunities await them in high school.
They sound fantastic,
Music
Jenna.
is big. Music leads to big things.
Right, Jenna Middaugh reporting. Jenna, thank you.
Still ahead on News 3 at 6, there are a lot of events going on around downtown Madison over the weekend.
Ahead on News 3, we are going over some of the bigger ones and how they will impact your downtown drive. That's next on News 3 at 6.
The other thing that'll be big this weekend will be the temperatures. They'll be up in the low to mid 90s, flirting with record high temperatures, and we'll see heat index values near or above 100 degrees. I'll have your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
There are some projects and events that could impact your drive over the weekend in downtown Madison. We'll start with one going on right now. Some closures on West Wash. Westbound traffic heading away from the Capitol will not be able to go straight through Proudfit and Regent Streets. This is the area behind the Kohl Center, close to the Budget Bicycle Shop there. Those lanes will be closed through 7 a.m. on Monday so that crews there can replace some concrete. And then tomorrow morning on the other side of the Capitol Square, East Mifflin closing down around 8 a.m. between North Patterson and North Brearley. This is ahead of the Steely Dan Doobie Brothers concert at Bree Stevens. Part of North Patterson will also be closed starting at 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Roads are expected to reopen by 4 a.m. on Sunday.
You might also spot runners with canoes tomorrow in downtown Madison. It is the 39th annual Isthmus Paddle and Portage Race. Canoers paddle for a mile loop around Lake Mendota, then walk or run from James Madison Park across the Isthmus to Lake Monona. From there, they paddle for 2.5 miles to the finish line at Olbrich Park. The police department says to expect some traffic delays in the area as a result. From James Madison Park, they are going along Hamilton Street up to the Capitol and then northeast on Pinckney Street. From there, they will go down King Street to the John Nolan Drive Blair Street intersection to relaunch their boats at Law Park. Now, this should clog things up from 9 to 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And this is one of the more risque summer traditions here in Madison.
The World Naked Bike Ride also making its way through the downtown area tomorrow, the 9th year for the event. Ride starts at 11, but participants have not announced where they will start. Riders usually go around the Capitol, so if you are planning a trip to the farmers market with the kids, heads up, or maybe heads down.
Yeah. All right, and here's Gary Canalti with a look at your forecast.
You guys are really trying to joke about this. Well, you should come out here. You know, I got to the station a little afternoon today, and between then and now, the humidity levels have really come up. We have alert days in the forecast for not only for tonight, for the possibility for a strong thunderstorm north of Madison, but also for tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday for high heat and humidity. Highs lower to middle 90s for tomorrow and Sunday. Those days will be within 1 degree of a record high temperature. Monday still in the upper 80s with heat index values over the weekend around the triple digits and in the 90s on Monday. Then we'll see some strong thunderstorms late Monday afternoon, Monday night, and that will eventually break the heat. Heat advisories are in effect for most of the central portion of the Midwest, including southern Wisconsin, most of Iowa and Minnesota, parts of Illinois and Missouri, and will probably be expanded as well. Future track temperatures for Saturday afternoon, about 5 p.m. 92 here in Madison, 95 in La Crosse, temperatures in the 90s into the Chicago area. Sunday, pretty much the same story. I'm looking for a high of 94 here in Madison and temperatures in the 90s even as far north as Eau Claire and the Twin Cities. Now, some thunderstorms tonight have become severe just to the north and west of our viewing area. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 7 p.m. for northwestern portions of Monroe County. These storms are tracking off toward the east, so we'll have to see if how much they might affect the northern parts of our viewing area tonight. I think basically from the Dells southward, the chances for rain will go down unless these storms should take a shift southward. But areas north of the Dells may see the possibility for a strong thunderstorm with gusty winds and some hail. Highest severe weather threat is actually over northwestern Wisconsin. Again, that marginal risk extends north of Madison. Tomorrow, the severe weather shifts northward, according to the Storm Prediction Center severe weather outlook. And then on Sunday, it goes back southward a little bit, but that's all dependent on whether or not thunderstorms can develop. Right now, we don't have thunderstorms in the forecast for Sunday, so obviously there wouldn't be any severe weather if that happens. Live view from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville. Clear skies there. It's hazy sunshine now. We've cleared out here on the west side of Madison, the WISC Skycam. The morning thunderstorms are over with. The clouds have cleared out. And the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison showing hazy sunshine over the Capitol. As we check out our almanac for today, high temperature so far 84, the low 62, but it's been warmer out to the west of us. Right now we're at 84, winds out of the south-southeast at 18 miles per hour. Look at the heat index. It's 4 degrees higher than the actual temperature because dew point temperatures are around 70. Current temperatures range from the mid-60s in the cloud-cooled and rain-cooled air up around Rhinelander to the middle to upper 80s over southwestern Wisconsin, La Crosse at 89, and then temperatures are in the 90s to our south and west. But look at the dew point temperatures. Now 70 in Madison, 72 in La Crosse, Milwaukee only at 56. That was that dry air we had the last couple of days. That's shifting off to the east very quickly. And look at the heat index values because of the combination of heat and humidity. Right now it feels like 103 degrees in Peru, Illinois, 101 in Iowa City, Iowa. But these thunderstorms are on the northern edge of that heat, and as the heat expands northward, the thunderstorm threat also shifts northward. So that will probably keep us rain-free this weekend and allow the heat and humidity to continue across the Midwest. There is a weak cold front moving into western Minnesota, but that will become stationary as the hot and humid air continues to expand. Here are current temperatures, and you can see they're in the 90s basically from southern Minnesota all the way southward into Kansas, where temperatures are approaching triple digits. Heat index values between about 95 and 105 degrees through much of the central Midwest. And on future track, you can see those storms moving out tonight. Tomorrow's batch of storms staying up to the north, so it will be dry for tomorrow. And Sunday, the same thing. The storm chances will stay up to the north of us. So at this point, the break from the heat will occur when those storms eventually sag southward, but that won't happen until perhaps late Monday afternoon, Monday night. 72 for the overnight low temperature. It'll be very mild and muggy. Just a chance for a shower or thunderstorm this evening, mainly north of Madison. Tomorrow, hot and humid. High temperature 92, record high for Madison, 93 set back in 1994. Heat index as high as 102. On future track, you can see those storms tracking to the north of us tonight, then partly cloudy overnight. Tomorrow, look for partly sunny skies, highs in the lower 90s. Heat index values around 100. Tomorrow night, back into the mid-70s for overnight low temperatures. So even at night with the high humidity, you don't get a break from the heat. And then Sunday, we're back up into the middle 90s. As we take a look at the 7 to 10-day forecast, those temperatures remain on the warm side at least through Monday, high of 88, but thunderstorms late in the day. And we have an alert day for the possibility for some stronger thunderstorms. Will lead to cooler weather on Tuesday, a high of 77 with a chance of showers and storms. Temperatures much more tolerable for the rest of next week with just some slight chances for rain.
Father's Day will be a very special day at the Lee household in Waunakee. We'll tell you why in sports.
Hello, I'm Madeline O'Neill. Tonight on your News at 9, a major U.S. car company is adding more features to make sure drivers stay safe on the road.
Steve Stricker loves coming home, and he'll be back in town next week as he hosts the American Family Insurance Championship at University Ridge. But Stricker would love to spend the weekend on Long Island in New York. That's because he's hoping to play in the final 2 rounds of the U.S. Open Golf Championship. The cut line is projected at 8 over, and that's where Stricker is right now as he's completed his 2nd round. Stricker has the longest current streak of making the cut in 26 straight majors, so he's hoping that he'll get to the weekend to make it 27 straight. The world's #1 Dustin Johnson has the lead in the tournament at 4 under. Tiger Woods will not make the cut. He's 10 over par. The last event of the WIA spring sports season is the girls' state soccer tournament in Milwaukee. Yesterday, Oregon earned a spot in tomorrow's Division II championship. The Panthers will face Brookfield Central in the final tomorrow morning at 11. This morning, Wisconsin Heights Barneveld faced Cedar Grove Belgium in the Division IV semifinals. Only 1 goal in the game. Minute 27 in, Haven Minnick hit the corner kick and Amy Ten Haken kicked it into the net, and that was that. Wisconsin Heights Barneveld had only 2 shots on goal all day. Cedar Grove Belgium wins 1-0. They'll play Kenosha St. Joseph in the Division IV title game tomorrow. In about a half an hour, the undefeated Belleville New Glarus team plays in the Division III semifinals against Notre Dame. Looks like the winner of that game will play Powerhouse Catholic Memorial in the championship game tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. Catholic Memorial leads Rice Lake late, 2nd half, 5-0. Wanakee wrapped up a big high school sports year yesterday. The Warriors football team, of course, won the State Division II title at Camp Randall last November. And yesterday they won the State Division I baseball championship with a 3-1 win over Arrowhead. Derek Lee was the winning pitcher for Wanakee, and that'll make it a very special Father's Day weekend for the Lee family. Spencer Lee has been Wanakee's head baseball coach for 22 years. And not only did he finally win a state championship, his son was the winning pitcher in the biggest game of his high school coaching career.
Could it be any better than that? To have my son be the winning pitcher in a game with all his friends on the field that I've known since they were little kids, it doesn't get any better than that. It's an amazing thing, and I just love every one of those kids and what they did for this program. Unbelievable. I tell you what, they don't have to get me a gift anymore. This is good enough.
I knew that we were going to win because all of our guys are so motivated, and we all wanted to win this. We've wanted this since we were so little. Now we got it.
Brewers are back to work tonight as they continue their homestand against the Philadelphia Phillies. It's Brent Suter against Jake Arrieta tonight. The Brewers start the night with a 1.5 lead over the Cubs in the National League Central. And in the World Cup, Portugal against Spain. 4th minute, Cristiano Ronaldo has a penalty kick, and of course he makes it. 44th minute, Ronaldo scores again to put Portugal up 2-1. Then Spain ties it. 88th minute, Ronaldo with another PK. And in his last 45 games, Ronaldo has scored 47 goals. Now, Portugal and Spain ended in a 3-3 tie, but today also Ronaldo found out he has to pay back $21 million in back taxes, but at least he's not going to jail. Good day or bad day?
Well, that's like $50 to us, right? 21
well,
million
that's
for
21
Ronaldo.
million American.
I know, but he makes what?
Oh, for him, I
that's
thought that's what it was worth in American.
He's like the richest athlete on the planet or something,
but
isn't he?
It's still 20.
That's a lot of money.
Don't go to jail, so I guess that's the good news.
Yeah,
it balances out.
Yeah.
Good job calling those games, by the way.
Gee, thanks.
Get your voice back. Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. Let's go.
Good to go. Let's do
go.
more games.
Yeah.
See you back here tonight at 10, folks.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.